and we're going to move from the northeast to the northwest, Wayne. Sounds like Liverpool are in the market potentially for a surprise position this month.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days, Lewis, but the information I have is that they're exploring the market for a potential short-term attacking signing, someone who could come on loan for the rest of the season, help cover and provide competition for the senior forwards. Mohamed Salah could be missing for up to 5 weeks. That is a concern to Liverpool. It's also a concern that the attack is overly reliant on Mohamed Salah. And Liverpool have actually played brilliantly in their last 4 matches, I think. West Ham, Newcastle, Arsenal and Burnley. However, they've not scored anywhere near as many goals as they probably should have done in those games. And the over-reliance on Salah is a major issue. I think they need more cutting edge. That's how the club are looking at it. It's too much to say Liverpool will sign someone, because the likelihood is that they might look at the market, availability of forwards, and not sign anyone at all because the players aren't of the requisite quality. I'm told that one of the targets is Timo Werner of RB Leipzig. He doesn't have a brilliant reputation among Premier League fans because of his sort of mixed spell at Chelsea. Nonetheless, Liverpool did look at him before he signed for Chelsea. He's very close to signing for Liverpool at that point. He's still only 27, 28. He's not in the Leipzig side regularly and is likely to be available for a loan this month. But there is also lots of other Premier League interests, including Man United and Newcastle as well. So whether he goes to Liverpool or not, it's too early to say, but Liverpool are looking at the market for sure.
That sounds like a very interesting move. Then if we just talk about Timo Werner for a minute then, Wayne, you've obviously mentioned a few clubs in there. Do you think realistically, though, if Werner was to come on loan to Liverpool, would he actually get proper game time? One man, of course, Paul, I believe you were there on New Year's Day, Liverpool against Newcastle. One man, of course, that was at the stadium was Bobby Firmino. He's currently at Al Ahly, although he hasn't played very much this season. Hasn't played since October, from what I understand. Could there be any chance of him going on loan? I think that would be the perfect reunion for Liverpool fans, although it might not work necessarily. But I think quite a few Liverpool fans certainly were dreaming of that potentially to happen.
Firmino is very unlikely, Lewis. I think from what I'm told, he's quite unlikely to return to the Premier League. It was not a coincidence at all that he was at Liverpool the other day. I think that's probably part of the process of putting him in the shop window, getting his face out there. There was obviously lots of interest from Liverpool fans in that, but I think his time at Liverpool is gone. Klopp, previously had the opportunity to re-sign Coutinho, was not interested, and various other former Liverpool players of his reign have come available and hasn't been interested either. So I would be very surprised if Liverpool were to go back in with Firmino, a player who's obviously in his 30s and is slower and less mobile than the player who left Liverpool last summer. I mean, Liverpool want mobility. It's all about mobility, being able to press at the front, being able to counter-attack really, really quickly, be direct, super quick on the break. And Firmino is not as good as a player as he was this time last year, and he wasn't playing regularly for Liverpool then. So I'd see that as unlikely. I think Liverpool want someone younger, sharper and more mobile.
Which makes complete sense, I think. And so longer term, are there any targets potentially Liverpool are looking at? So you've mentioned Timo Werner in there. Doesn't sound like Firmino is going to happen. But going into the summer, are there any players that Liverpool are eyeing up?
Yeah, I mean, Hwang of Wolves is a certain target from what I'm told. Tottenham and Liverpool are both closely monitoring Hwang, and he's been a completely transformed player this season for Wolves. And scouts from both Tottenham and Liverpool watching him closely. They've been hugely impressed by his transformation. He's been playing mainly at centre forward this season, can also play down the left and on the right. He was at the left in his early days at Wolves. He's actually pretty quicker than what you think, very powerful. And he was sensational last Saturday for Wolves against Everton. They completely blew Everton away. Hwang on the counter-attack was magnificent. And, Wolves could easily have scored 5 or 6 goals in that game. He was unstoppable. Talent spotters are watching him. They like the way he counter-attacks. They think he fits Tottenham and Liverpool's style, which is both quite similar. They both counter-attack really, really quickly, hit them with lots of players, rapid movements, and Hwang can finish as well. Very powerful, very strong. So he's a potential target. He just signed a new contract with Wolves last month, but that won't make any difference in the summer. If Liverpool, Tottenham want him, they won't worry about it. In fact, he's just signed a new contract.
And Paul, from Wolves' perspective, of course, he's definitely been one of the players of the season, I would say. He's certainly one of my favourite players to watch. I think he's an outstanding footballer. 17 Premier League games, 10 goals, 3 assists. How much would Wolves want to charge for him? If you think about when Liverpool signed Diogo Jota, that they had to pay an extortionate fee to get him. Do you think they'd have to pay even more to get Hwang potentially?
Yeah, especially, if you look in mid-season now in January, we all know that January is notoriously a difficult month. And if you're going to take the club's best player, if you like, this season, he is. He's in the goal-scoring form of his life. He's never had a season like this. He's never scored this amount of goals. But I, like you, have been very, very impressed with him. Playing down the middle, leads the line really well. He's got 2 really good feet. He's sharp, deceptively quick. But yeah, there'll be a big fee attached to him, regardless whether, talk about January, it'll be bigger than the end of the season. But Wolves are going to be a Premier League club again next year. If Wolves were to be relegated, which a lot of people, myself included, thought they were in the mix to be at the start of the season, they've proved a lot of people wrong. If you're buying off a Championship club, it's a different price to a Premier League club. If you're going to go for Hwang, he's going to command top dollar this season.
You've just watched a segment from Football Insider's brand new podcast, The Inside Track, with me, Lewis Pearce, alongside the guests on the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do give the video a like, comment your thoughts on the topic, and feel free to share on your social media pages. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link in the description below. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty more content and exclusives here on The Inside Track.